Hello everyone, welcome to Tutorials in Hand. In this video tutorial we are going to see how to write a C program to find area of a circle. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. So before directly moving on to the programming part, first of all let's understand what exactly the approach we are going to follow. So first of all let's jot down the formula that we are going to use. So we are aware that the formula of area of circle is what? So it's nothing but pi r square, and also we are aware that pi's value is what? 3.14, and square can be written as what? That is radius's square is there, right? So we can write it simply to be radius into radius. So it means nothing but pi r square, right? So if we write the stepwise approach that we have to follow in this program, then step 1 would be what? So step 1 be basically to take input from the user as radius, right? So we have to ask the user to provide us with the radius. So we'll take radius as input. Now in step 2 we have to basically find or calculate the area, right, with this particular formula. So we'll calculate the area, right? And finally in step 3 we're gonna print the area that we have calculated, right? Now let's comment it up and start writing the program. So in any C program, the very first thing that we perform is we have to include the header file that would be required. So let's have the very basic header file, which is stereo.h. Now let's start our main method. So as we know that the step 1 is to take input from the user, which would be radius. So first of all, let's declare the variable for radius, and see, it is the radius, right? So it will have floating points, that is it can have decimal points as well. So let's give relevant data type to it. So what would be the relevant data type to a floating point? So it's nothing but float itself. So we'll write float radius, right? Now let's ask the user to enter the radius. So to do that, we'll print the things, right? Now we have to provide a semicolon, and then we have to take input from the user, right? So see, what will happen is we have declared this radius. Now if we write this thing, then what will happen? Then this print statement, that is enter the radius, will be displayed to the user. Now let's say the user has entered radius, let's say 4.1. Now we as a programmer have to make something with help of which that 3 point something or whatever the number the user is providing, that gets stored in this part, which is in radius. So to do that we have a function called scanf. So with scanf we can modify, or like we can say where we want to have that number. So see, since the number is going out to be of floating type, so we will simply give modulus f, and then we'll provide ampersand, and then we will write write the variable name inside which or in which we have to store the radius, right? So up to this line what we did, so we did nothing but we have stored the radius that the user is providing in a variable called radius. Okay, now what's the next step? So the next step is to calculate the area. So let's declare another variable which would be area itself, inside which we will keep the area of the circle. So let's write area is equals to, so what's the formula? So it's 3.14. So let's write 3.14. Now in C language, we can perform multiplication with help of not x, but with help of asterisk. So if we write asterisk, then it is equivalent to the multiplication that we perform usually. So after this, what's there? So it's nothing but the radius itself that the user is providing, and again into radius. So this basically means that we are calculating pi r square, and we are keeping it in the variable called area. Now let's print this area. See, since the area we are aware that it can have floating points, that's why we have written modulus f. Had the area been of integer type, then we would have written simply modulus d. Now let's print it, but for better let's return 0. Yeah, now let's print this up. Now here you can see that it's asking me to enter the radius. So as of now, let's give radius 1 only. And here you can see that we got the area out to be 3.14 and 0000, right? Now let's try out with 0. Let the radius be 0. And here you can see that we got the area out to be 0 point something. So this is how we can write a program in C language to calculate the area of a circle. I hope you understood the things very clearly. So this was all about the video. Thank you.